Teachers, what was the best smartass response from a student you have heard? Had this quiet kid, Caleb, who never spoke up in class, sat in the back corner, did his work, never caused trouble. Classic invisible student who'd rather blend into the wall than participate in any discussion. One day, our principal, Mr. Granger, barges in during my lesson, clearly trying to catch me off guard with another one of his surprise evaluations. Mr. Morales, I need to observe your classroom management skills. Continue as normal. He sits in the back with his clipboard, scowling like he's hunting for policy violations and teacher mistakes. The whole class goes dead silent. Everyone knows Granger has been looking for reasons to write teachers up lately. Budget cuts mean potential layoffs, and he needs documentation to justify his decisions about who stays and who goes. I'm teaching fractions when Caleb suddenly raises his hand. This kid hasn't voluntarily spoken all semester. Barely makes eye contact with anyone, so I'm genuinely shocked to see his arm in the air. Yes, Caleb, can you explain why half the school's budget goes to the football team, but we're using textbooks from 2003? The room freezes completely. You could hear a pin drop. 28 kids suddenly laser-focused on this unprecedented drama unfolding. Mr. Granger's face starts turning that familiar shade of administrative red that we all know means trouble. That's not appropriate classroom discussion, young man. Caleb doesn't even blink. Kid's got ice water in his veins. Sorry, I thought math was about real numbers. Like how we spent $50,000 on new football uniforms last month, but can't afford working computers for the computer lab that hasn't been updated since 2015. A few kids start snickering behind their hands. I'm trying desperately not to smile because technically Caleb's being completely disrespectful to the principal, but he's also stating cold hard facts that everyone in this building knows are absolutely true. Granger stands up abruptly, clipboard clutched like a weapon. Young man, that's quite enough of this disruption. Principal's office right now. Caleb starts packing his stuff with his calm, deliberate slowness that's somehow more defiant than rushing or arguing would be. Then he says, should I bring the 2003 math textbook to show you the budget analysis chapter? It's on page 247. Oh wait. That page fell out 2 years ago along with most of Chapter 12 and the entire appendix. The whole class erupts in barely contained laughter. Even the straight-A students who never break rules are grinning ear to ear. I'm biting my lips so hard I might draw blood, trying not to join them and laughing at the situation. As Caleb walks past Granger toward the door, moving like he has all the time in the world, he pauses right next to the principal and says in this perfectly innocent, helpful tone, by the way, Mr. Granger, your shirt's buttoned wrong. Might want to fix that before your next surprise classroom observation. First impressions matter in education, right? Granger looks down and realizes his dress shirt is indeed completely messed up, probably from rushing between classrooms trying to catch teachers unprepared for his evaluation ambushes. The kid walks out like he just delivered a university lecture, and Granger quietly fixes his shirt buttons while 30 teenagers watch in absolute silence. Then he clears his throat, mumbles something about following up on this matter later, and practically flees my classroom without finishing his observation. Caleb got 3 days detention, but honestly, it was worth every single minute. The next week, mysteriously, we got approval for new textbooks and computer lab upgrades. Turns out the school board had been asking Granger about our ancient learning materials for months. And Caleb's little performance reminded him he had some serious explaining to do about budget priorities and resource allocation. Sometimes the quiet ones are just waiting for the perfect moment to speak up and say what everyone's thinking. And sometimes a smart-ass response is exactly what everyone in the room needs to hear, even if nobody else has the courage to say it out loud to authority figures. Best attention I ever had to assign a student in my entire teaching career.